Chapter 33. At 0800 the next morning, the hunting party leaves Rosie. Foss chooses to lead it herself, which feels right, and she rounds out the escort with McQueen and Private Phillips. Doctors Seeley and Akimwe are there to represent the science team. Sixsmith remains in Rosie on the grounds that she is the best driver they've got by a country mile. And country miles are what they're dealing with here. They've come down 1,000 feet and south a couple of dozen miles from Ben Macdui, but they're still on the plateau, a landscape of mountains and moorland intersected by dozens of small rivers. It was wild even before the breakdown, and now it's a whole lot wilder. If they get into trouble, Rosie might have to ride to the rescue. Nobody besides Sixsmith would have a chance of finding a safe way through this sprawling mess. There is going to be a problem with the short-range radios, too, Sixsmith tells them. Well, unless you stay on the near side of those hills. There's nothing to boost the signal now the cockpit radio's fucked, and nothing to bounce it off. It's just got to go through every bloody thing it hits. We'll definitely be going over the ridge, McQueen says, forgetting in the heat of the moment his new place in the pecking order. You'll have to figure something out, that's all. Sixsmith chews it over. 2 possible workarounds, she says. Either we find a high spot and park Rosie up there, or we put someone up in a tree with a radio to be a relay. The trouble is, they're running out of someone's. It doesn't feel like a good idea to anyone to split the party up further, and making Rosie do another steep climb is such an obviously bad move that nobody mentions it again. We'll make do, Foss decides. We'll go out of range when we have to, but we'll check in again as soon as we've got elevation. Do we have to stay inside while you're gone? Dr. Penny asks, which probably means that most of this fraught conversation has gone over her head. Or can we search the immediate area? Search it for what? Foss interjects. 4-leaf clovers? Penny seems surprised at the sarcasm. Footprints? Artifacts? Foss doesn't have words. She shrugs and looks to the Colonel. I think that would be unwise, Carlyle says mildly, given that we still have no idea what we're facing. Penny almost pouts. Then I'd like to join the hunting party, or lead a second party to search the immediate area. The Colonel vetoes that too, and the hunters leave, thank God, without any more conversation. Foss breaks the trail herself. She has a plan that involves getting up on some high ground and then circling Rosie on a widening spiral until they catch a glimpse of something. McQueen is carrying the thermal goggles and his sniper rifle. Foss herself has taken one of the heavy assault rifles. She's not conceding that McQueen has better aim. She's just taking the grunt work and leaving the glamorous part to him because that's what leaders have to do. Their place is in the thick of things. She has learnt that much from Colonel Carlyle at least. So if they come across one of last night's goblins, McQueen will take the shot while she and Phillips run whatever interference is needed. Then the scientists will slice and dice, and they will all be home in time for tea. That's the plan, if you can call it a plan. But they don't get to implement it, because they don't find anything. It seems they are all alone out here with only the squirrels and the crows for company. For the first hour or so, that doesn't bother anyone. It's a crisp autumn day painted in crazy colours. The fresh air is a novelty, and the freedom, the sense of space, is intoxicating. A couple of hours later, though, they're starting to get a little sick of it. If Foss hadn't seen the goblins herself the night before, she would be thinking that they were an illusion. A glitch, a false sighting. But she did see them, and there is no way she could have been mistaken. So either the little bastards are deliberately avoiding them, or else they've actually left the building. And, if it's option A, then they're pretty damn good at it. They're not just staying out of eye shot, they're hanging far enough back not to show on the thermals. It is possible, of course, that the goblins have an agenda of their own.